Not entirely sure what we were doing when we quit. Oh yes, we were talking to the think tank. But first we have to turn this blah 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 blah. This crappy crap off. Alright. I took some fixer because I was tripping balls. I was addicted to something. I messed around and got addicted. I don't think I wanted turpentine. Breaking into people's places. It's not even technically breaking in, though. Don't mind if I do. Radiation suit, huh? So who's who in this picture? I mean, that's Dala, obviously. I'm assuming that this is Klein and this is Mobius. This, I'm gonna guess, is Zero. And then we've got Boris, and the other guy, whose name escapes me. That's my guess, but I don't know. This person's room's not locked. Fan of the Mentats, are we? Oh, fuck. I'll stop back by the sink before I leave. A trophy? Just eat some of this bloatfly meat I've got, like, hanging around. I like how it doesn't tell you whose room we're breaking into. You just have to make an educated guess. My guess here is this is, Zero's room. Look at that, over encumbered already. I have become addicted to buff out swell.
Have you done all we asked?
Dala's room?
If not, we will not hesitate to ask again.
This is certainly Dala's. Nope, this one's Dala's. I don't know whose that one was. Yeah, see, teddy bears. Her house is weird anyway. She's got all the weird crap in her house. I thought there was one room, it must be downstairs, that's just all completely full of Mentats. Ooh, I didn't want that pre-war outfits. Nobody wants the pre-war outfits. How quickly can Ruckus become over-encumbered yet again? We're gonna save her for last because I really truly don't want to talk to Dala. Hello, O. Zero, O. We're gonna do... Am I still under the influence of Mentats, or is that worn off? I appear to be. I am, but I'm just gonna read some stuff because you can never be too prepared. Am I right? I don't think I need to barter with him.
I don't understand how you can stand those... Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible.
You mean impossible?
Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts. What, do you have a doctorate in verbology? No? I do. And stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Robco Tech on your arm? It is. What's your agenda bringing that in here?
It's my Pip-Boy?
How dare you bring Robco Tech in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Oh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain can make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco.
Well, you don't have to worry about a house anymore. Boom, he dead.
Worry about House? Why would I do that? Hope he died alone in a dingy room, streaming his last remaining bodily fluids into jars. And him and his dirty girl bots. Don't even get me started on those filthy biological catcher's mitts.
Calm down, I just have some questions.
Fine. Ask.
I heard you and 8 were attacked by I don't know how to speak. You were attacked by previous visitors.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm.
Elijah. Fucker. Tell me what happened.
This human. I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, A tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now.
Wow, holy shit. I completed something I didn't even know I was doing. Who are the others?
2 other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing.
Why is that?
Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out.
Do you have another name?
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always O. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept the mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Are you sure I'm a good listener? I've got the ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so my name isn't O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
They kept confusing the letter with a number. Your name is Dr. Zero?
Yes, thank you. 0. I am 0. How hard is that? A narrow, thin 0.
Alright, you want me to call you Zero, or...?
Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
Well, if you want to differentiate the O and the 0, just put a slash through the 0.
What?
0. Draw a slash through it.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
That's what truly makes you a 0? No, that's mean. So, is that what you want to be?
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. O is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Well, there's power in 0. It reduces anything multiplied against it to 0. Or maybe you want to stick with O as in O of discovery. The O. Maybe you should dispense the names and focus on the accomplishments. We're gonna go with the 0 thing.
Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. I make a 0 in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought kicking.
Agreed. So, 0, got any amazing discoveries to share?
You know, hearing my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens. As for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just, built it. Amazing, isn't it?
You built scrap electronics and scrap metal? It certainly is interesting, whatever it once was.
You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
Tell me about Mobius and these monsters of his.
That genius Mobius somehow cobbles together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
A giant robo-scorpion?
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
Can you tell me about this facility?
Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried, now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. So soothing.
I need more of those worthless caps to test the CIU barter functions upstairs.
I'd have a few left. Let me check. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
Fuck yeah. What do you what do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state.
Oh, God. I don't really want to say that to him because it's kind of mean. That doesn't sound impressive, breaking machines, that is.
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I think we've spoken long enough.
Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
Can I mean, like, it's relatively difficult to hear that music. Oh, I don't want master. I think I just want music. I'm assuming that's why I can't hear the mysterious stranger. Well, we might as well bump that bad boy up to a hundo. Let's get some energy go up in here. And we can put the last one into survival? Oh, heck yeah. Do I get anything good for having a... No. Doesn't look like there's anything really new. Hey dude, how are you, Blueberry? I forgot to say this the other day when we were talking about powering up golems versus Alolan golems. And, make sure it's got double rock moves. Rock throw and stone edge. Those are the best for it to have. And congrats on your Gyarados! That's excellent! Guess how many Gyarados I have? Like 9. About. And like near 13,000 Magikarp candies? But congratulations! Is it red? Because that'd be really swell. Yeah, right. 2 years. Well, 400 candies is a lot. Luckily, for the Celebi quest, there's no evolve something with 400 candies. It is a cumbersome pain in the ass quest that I'm finally on the last step of it. And I've got both. There's 3 things that I have to do, and I've got 2 of the 3 done. I think 3 was having your... Johto badge? Because the first one I think has to be your Kanto badge, and this one might be gold on your Johto badge. Make an excellent curveball. Those are easy. And the last step that I have to do is catch 40 grass or psychic types. And it was partly cloudy in game today, so there was like, I caught 4 grass types. Like 2 Parises and 2 Roselias. It's gonna take me forever unless it's a sunny day or windy. I know I need to calm down on the Magikarp candies, but I hit that water event really hard. What's happening at the Big M.T? Well, we just finished talking to Zero and convinced him to go with the name Zero. We also got another quest from him to figure out about that last visitor to the Big M.T. And now we're leveling up. And I'm trying to pick a perk. But there... I might have to do this one. Could do Grunt. That could be good. Because I have been using 45 regularly. And sort of with the assault rifles. That one would be good too, but I don't really have many good plasma weapons at this time. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do Grunt or Junk Rounds. I just don't know how much extra shit I want to carry around. I already carry around enough crap. So I might go ahead and just do the Grunt one, because I've been using Light and Shining Darkness. And that's a 45. Well, it's not an auto, though. But this should work for the AK and the survivalists. Strong back? You think I should get strong back if I don't already have it? I'm not seeing it. I probably already have it. Well, I guess I could get Animal Friend, then I don't have to worry about killing any, Yeah, see, I already have Strong Back. I already have Strong Back, or I can't get Strong Back. Oh, 50 is the max, huh? Fuck yeah. We still got a ways to go then. Sorry, I'm just looking at all these perks that I could potentially get. I'm just gonna go with Grunt. Grunt, or maybe... No. We're just gonna do Grunt. Alright. Where's 8? Where's 8 hiding out? Oh, right here, probably. No, shit. Don't want to talk to her. I want to talk to her absolutely last. I don't like talking to her.
I can hear your penis-tipped feet tromping around.
There you are. What was that? Your voice module got damaged, I heard, in an attack. That, is too bad, or good, or something. Can I ask you some questions? Your damaged voice module. Can you tell me about the attack? I didn't catch that. Maybe part of the damage? Who are you? I feel like my science should be high enough to like be able to do something about this. Sounds important, I think. Do you know anything about Dr. Mobius or the Forbidden Zone? Alright, just calm down. I didn't mean to alarm you. Can you tell me about these technologies Klein wants? You sound agitated, or you're percolating, or something. Wait, after listening a bit, that's Robco Termalink Protocol you're broadcasting, right? Or I could be. You're emitting characters and patterns of 8 bracketed with a tone adjustment at the end. We'll do this one. I'm just full of surprises. Hee hee, nice pun on the header file ref. I agree, if someone would take the time you're more than just sound effects in a tank. If that's Robco Termalink Protocol, does that mean it can be hacked? It'll only take a second to violate your rights and make your voice mine. If that's Termalink code, don't worry, I'm not going to take advantage of your exposed code. Boom! Not a problem. I know what it's like to be experimented on. When I first arrived, tell me you didn't sunjaculate into my sonic emitter. Well, there had to be some other way to fire it up. Can we at least talk it over next time? Nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just that it's best to keep that stuff private, you know? Usually just take a fusion cell and oscillate its charge. It vibrates for like an hour. My God. Now that we know each other better, can you tell me about the sonic emitter? Really? Huh. Well, projecto is kind of evident. Emitter works better. No, I've been there. Higgs Village, right? Your house is there? So there's an emitter code in your house in Higgs? Psst, already got it. Two codes. One for the jukebox and one for the opera. Nice. I'll keep an eye out. I may have already picked up both. I grabbed almost anything that's not nailed down. Fan of the opera, huh? Alright, the jukebox is installed in the sink. Got it. I got the emitter fully upgraded. It's a little slow to fire, but the force field disabling frequency is handy. Are you okay? You look really happy. You should be proud. It's a nice device. Hell yeah! Oh hey, thanks. Don't want it to run out, you're right. I'll be going now. Alright, we've talked to everybody. I guess we can talk to Dala now. Dala. Oh my Dala.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
Oh my god. Oh look, I already completed this. I don't even know what I did. The quick scribe jumped over the lazy paladin?
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? to control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's malval cavity.
I can't. I should perk her, but fine, I'll do it. It's more XP. Seems to me you have more biological needs than your counterparts.
What? Nonsense.
Run your hands along the sides of your face and exhale rapidly.
What? What are you doing?
Close eyelids, breathe deeply, then stretch languidly.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
'Cause you like it.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
You clearly never got laid. Why don't you just give in? There's nothing wrong with looking at the human body.
Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago.
I could come back anytime and just breathe if you want.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my jaw might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop. Ba-ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
Oh my god. Who are you and what do you do here?
Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. Dalla, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science.
I don't think those last two are real. 211 doctorates? How is that even possible?
Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
First head chief research. Lots of titles.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
I'm sometimes called a courier?
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. very different specimens.
Who was the other? There was another?
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety.
What was the question?
I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
Why did you remove my brain and how?
Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip, done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols.
But how am I still talking and walking around?
That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain pan are still connected to your brain somehow. It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to, you could humanically reduce yourself again.
I feel strange in here, peaceful but on edge.
It is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the emptiness of your skull. Without a brain, your aggression is suppressed in here.
Is there any way to shut it off?
Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones and commit primal aggression on me, on us, again and again. Then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from behind. Not something I would relish doing. No, the only way to circumvent the field is to have a brain, and we extracted that like we do all lobotomites here.
I had other questions.
An interrogation? How fascinating. Please begin.
What about Mobius?
Dr. Mobius. A monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the world. Exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and perhaps differences in research methodology. His one terrible eye forever peers at us, an eye of ever-increasing magnification. He watches from his dome in the Forbidden Zone, spying on us all.
What about this Klein tech?
It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology here at the dome where all technology belongs. When we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world, piece by piece. All will be in order, and all will be like Big Mountain.
I doubt it. Can you tell me about the Big M.T, Big Mountain?
This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see. No matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you.
Previous test subjects?
Oh yes, we've had other subjects visit. It's why we had to calibrate the pacification field and warm up our brainial beams and vivisectors. Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of our staff. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions to ensure that problem won't repeat itself. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place, discuss our secrets, or attempt to use force against us in any way. Isn't that nice?
Not really. Why did you say 3 minus 1 subjects?
Because 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the minus 1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling procedure.
What happened with the visitors?
Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this way.
That's pretty rude. We've spoken enough.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Alright. That's over with. We talked to them. We got all the knowledge. We're gonna go do this real quick, and then we'll come back and talk to Dr. Klein. We've had too much talking for the time being. I'm all talked out. Although I'm almost certain... Oh, fuck no. Please, no. Please, no, please. Oh, thank God. Oh, shit. God, this thing makes a badass noise. Yes, 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 I'm crippled. You'll blind somebody, it says. Oh my God. I am a little woozy. Alright. Here we go. Ooh. Let me jump out of here. Thank you. Thank you. Although I don't think I want this weapon for the lobotomites that are inevitably going to be hanging out over here. Oh, it is an auto, sweet. Goodbye. Oh, shit. Balls. Where are you, wiener face? He just like busted into a million pieces and fell on the ground. I love it. I love it. Devour. Well, I'm out of drink. That guy exploded everywhere. Oh darn, I've lost some karma by eating people. I mean, karma is still in the game, but it really doesn't do anything. What is my karma, just out of curiosity? Like it's really doing me any good to eat them. My karma is still pristine as the day I was born. Devour! Just about enough to be able to heal myself completely. Those two both had the exact same things on their bodies. I'm pretty sure we've already completed this with the exception that we didn't do this part and we killed Stripe, so Stripe shouldn't be back. Just chug down all this bloat fly meat. Well, that was just straight up handy. But I can also get rid of this. Goodbye. Don't want that crap. The Big M.T. Back to the lab. As it slowly becomes night outside. Here we go. Ooh, Douglas is messed up. Boros. This is where Boros was before, and you're not. Oh, nope, here's Boros.
The lobotomite returns! What insidious plan can it have brewing in its horrid mind? What commie anti-American propaganda will it spew?
Is this Gabe's bowl? Your dog from X8, Gabe?
What? Why, yes, it is. I used to leave it outside his doghouse, chock full of chems. Before the cybernetic modifications, of course. And no matter how chemmed the food, he would always eat it, and his tail would wag, even while you know, I'm having the most perplexing feeling squiggling through my biogel. I can't quite pin it down.
Sounds like Gabe really loved you.
Why, yes. Gabe. No matter how awful my day had been, he was always waiting there. How odd. My gel is decoagulating. And when I would talk to him about Betsy, and how Marcus would beat on me and call me Smarty's sissy pants, he'd just sit there, head on my knee, and...
You're sad.
If you don't mind, I'll take that ball. Just need to remove it. Put it away, somewhere out of radar range. For some reason, its similarity to the crater shape of Big Mountain is starting to fill up all available cognitive spaces. That, combined with my own overwhelming feeling of having done something terrible, the two were hitting me with unexpected force.
Sounds to me like you hurt someone who loved you very much.
As odd as it is, I believe that is the conclusion. And I wonder why it didn't hit me before, until I saw that memory in your hands. This sensation is unpleasant. I don't care for it. I don't care for this place either. And I feel as if we've forgotten something. Still, it is no matter. Crush the feeling down. Crush it down. Push it into the loop. Yes. Forgotten. Almost. Yes? I do not need to remember anymore. Not today.
That seems like a terrible idea, but I think we've spoken enough.
Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
Okay, whatever. We're gonna go talk to this dildo. He's got some answers for me.
What are you doing back? Mobius's threats persist. Worse, he's filling up our transmission storage holotape to capacity.
I heard one of the previous visitors to the dome spoke to you, asked you some questions.
Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
Sure. Okay, bye.
Yes, a most goodbye.
Okay, well, I guess there's really not much else we can do. Like, at least not from them. We can do some more exploring. But we're gonna go up to here, and we're gonna sell some stuff. Because I think Douglas has quite a bit of stuff on him. Oh no, he doesn't have quite a bit. He just has what needs to be
Might I
had.
be of service, sir?
I'd like to buy some things. I don't really know if there's anything I can really sell. Oop. I should break that shit down, but I'm not gonna. Actually, I should make Stimpaks out of that. I don't know what else I need. I don't know if I can, actually. I need Brock flower and Xander root. But otherwise, I've got a shit ton of syringes.
Foot bone is connected to the
Alright. On to the next one.
Tail rocking home.
Excuse me? Oh god, I walked right into that. I certainly effing did. Okay, goodbye. You run away. I don't give a shit. Well. The Saturnite armor plating on the giant Robo-Scorpion has exceeded expectations mostly. While it's virtually impervious to small arms fire, the sonic emitter that Parsons brought in managed to fry several of the prototype subsystems. We'll have to look into improved EMP shielding for the next prototype. On a more positive note, the prototype's new atomic laser is performing admirably. Some residual radiation is left behind after the weapon discharges. It may be necessary to requisition more radiation suits and meds as a precaution. Target drone effectiveness log. The constant improvements to the giant Robo-Scorpion has rendered the Protectron models we've been using as hostile communist forces largely ineffective. At this stage, they're little more than distractions.
It looks like the target drones got activated and... Oh, how cute! They're engaging the X-42 giant Robo-Scorpion. Let's see the shrapnel fly. This is a pre-recorded attack message indicating my desire to commit violence on you. Crush them with your pincers!
I see nothing, so... There's supposed to be a Robo-Scorpion here. Oh, there it is. It just hadn't rendered. Or it doesn't want to render for some reason. I'm just gonna let them get fried up for a little bit, and we're just gonna kind of wander. I don't know why it just doesn't want to show up. Just keeps fading away into the distance. Oh well, not my problem.
You can't avoid the deadly laser sting of Dr. Mobius!
I certainly can, and I certainly am.
You can't avoid the deadly laser sting of Dr. Mobius!
Alright. Now that's taken care of. We can head on to the next one. We're just gonna fart around here. Well, they just do their own thing, I guess. Don't mind if I do. Let's hack this. Receptors. Generated. Look at that. Boom. Target on this guy. that should, oops. Yes, make those. Ooh. I apparently cannot get anywhere there. Jeez. Those are insane. It'd be nice if it showed up and it didn't keep disappearing. Well, it can continue to be distracted. Woo! Or should I say, ooh, blurble, blurble. You missed all that. You missed all the bloop blop blurps and the blurbles. And the drained microfusion cells that came with it. Yes, he is giant. He is quite distracted at this time. Backup generator log. The new atomic laser is putting an incredible strain on the giant Robo-Scorpion's generator. Damn thing shut down right in the middle of weapons testing last week. I pushed for reducing the laser's output by 25%. Instead, they slapped a backup generator onto the Scorpion. Dangerous, if you ask me. The systems weren't designed to handle the power from two systems at once. And if some rookie tech fires up the backup generator too early, well... Activate that shit. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yep.
Looking for a weak spot? There are no weak spots.
Yeah, I don't know even where this guy is at. Well, he seems pretty effed up, so I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I don't even have to fight this guy. I'm just wandering away. I set out some protectrons after him. Those got pretty well murdered. Now I've got some laser turrets shooting him up. They're still apparently shooting him up. Ooh. Ooh. Gotti. Gotti. Yep. I don't know why he won't show up. Like, he'll show up if I target him. And then he immediately just, like, goes invisible. Is he supposed to be invisible? Doesn't seem right. Just waltz on past, like, whatever, who gives a shit? Lurch. Oh, fuck yeah, a layer. I need it to fix that. Okay. Onward. Oh my goodness. That's my balls. Ooh, what's these? Ow! You know what? I got a better idea.
This is a free recorder.
Attack in the name of love. Ooh, I'm getting irradiated as hell. Ow, that's my balls. Goodbye. That is how you die. Oh, okay, they can become invisible, so that wasn't a glitch, it was intentional. Good deal. Woo! And I'm like so effing dead. I have like one hit, one tiny little prick of health and I'm dead. Can you hear my heart beating? Alright, well, let's go ahead and pump this bad boy up and put the last 4 into lockpick. Actually, we're going to take 1 away from one of these. And put this in. Because 75 is the next level on that one. Yeah, holy shit, I'm so screwed up. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need one of these as well. And probably some of this. I bet a F5, you're right. F5. Alright. Alright, anything worthwhile in here? A shit ton of empty syringes. Ah, damn, I could have just come in here and hacked this. Now that it's too late. Appreciation. Circumstance. Apprehensive? No. No. Encountering. Well, that was handy. Seclusionist, huh? Although I'm almost certain I know what the password might be. Okay, maybe not. Because I think it just took away what I thought the password would be. Reprimanding? Because the ing would be right. Oh, ballsack. That was pure luck. Ing is not the answer, obviously. Shut that shit down, except for it can't be. Per instructions from the higher ups after that one time the giant robo-scorpion's attack routine malfunctioned, we've installed an emergency shutdown procedure. Let's hope we never have to use it. The prototype systems will all be fried. We won't be up and running again for weeks. The military is expecting delivery of a battle-ready model within 6 months. The project has already had enough delays. Alright, well, too bad. I shut it down, but it's already ruined, so it doesn't matter. Woo! I realized after the second ing word that ing wasn't the answer. Okay. Figured it out though. The password was seclusionists. Is that a dead body? Appears to be. Now we need to go back this way, I believe. Oh, Mobius! Knocking down your door. But we're gonna switch back to our this so we can see. Sort of. Oh, you've got no lights on in here. What the hell is wrong with you? He likes it dark, dank, and brooding. Seditious materials. Over encumbredness. That I forgot to get rid of.
The neutron.
Hi.
Hmm? Yo, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. Little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
Is that better?
Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat?
How were flying tortoises a thing, but thanks.
I love mentats. Delicious and smarty. I have all sorts of amazingly science-erific thoughts and ideas when those chalky tablets are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though, especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end.
You aren't exactly what I was expecting.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
I was curious about some things.
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Oh, maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
Because the animation is so sporadic, like all over the place. I can't fix your monitor, but if you're getting ghost reception, I can fix that.
The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good, good, better. Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon mentats break.
Okay, then. Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way.
You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
He is so high he can't even speak right. But I've noticed almost all of the scientists in Big Mountain don't say impossible. Things aren't impossible. Things are unpossible. Like, he said it, Dalla said it, Klein said it. And who is it? Zero said it too? Because you mentioned something to him. You're like, don't you mean impossible? Not impossible? But I don't know why. They apparently don't think anything's impossible. They'd rather say that it is impossible. Why is that a problem?
I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do. Even if I forget them occasionally. Although I feel this one is especially important. Oh well.
Okay. I was curious about some other things.
I find things curious as well. Go on.
Can you tell me about your robo-scorpions?
Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought. But they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger. Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard.
Ew.
I miss sugars and salts.
Okay. Those are some interesting reasons for making robo-scorpions. Curious about some other things.
Yes, this is getting interesting. You are just filled with these little slices of curiosity, aren't you?
You don't seem aggressive. Why broadcast threats to the think tank?
Oh, I was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
Dude, you're so... What's the word I'm looking for? You're such a junkie? Wait, it sounds like you built the robo-scorpions, issued threats to keep the think tank occupied.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Some reason for it. Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the reasons better than I do.
Everything you've told me doesn't add up. Your plan, even your name, Mobius.
Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I, although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with,
Like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming.
You reprogrammed their names as part of the recursion loop? Wait, to trap their processors?
Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement. Not an inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But, yes, I did take some liberties with their programming. It's all right, they don't remember. I certainly didn't until you said trap, and then I said excrement, and then...
Why did you trap them? A recursion loop is designed to prevent the flow of information, so...
The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things. They would have found a way to disarm it. I suspect I have Plan 9s in place, but I may have coded myself to forget them, just in case. They're probably very dangerous, lethal, or worse. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied here, or as you like to say, trapped. I prefer to have several Plan 9s in case the 7s fail.
Klein, Mobius, O's a circle, 8's an infinity symbol. They're all loops. I get it.
Oh, you figured it out. No pun intended. Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros, Klein, they have all forgotten themselves. And not only themselves, but the world, sense of time, and history. All that is left is what's here. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometers, and cartography programs. This is now their world, here, Big Mountain. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. That's my professional opinion, anyway. And I am told I was once quiet professional.
But that's the thing, though. Like, there's not really anything now that they could hurt. I mean, I guess humanity's trying to restore itself, but after the bombs went off, I mean... And it's already happened! Minor detail, but a snake devouring its own tail is Ouroboros, not Ouroboros.
Really? It is so unlike me to make an error in anything I do.
If you lobotomize the think tank, why terrorize them?
Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright. They are the think tank for a reason. That I didn't change. Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce what had happened. And when they start deucing it up, then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host.
There must have been other signs of a larger world.
There have been other visitors to make them doubt their perceptions, but you are the one who dialed back their monitor micromagnifiers. You were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. And then there was the whole brain fiasco, which forced me to take steps. See, your brain had a special kind of wrinkle, a uniquity that they had never thought to try in all their countless escape attempts.
Damn. I had some stuff I could have taken. Probably. But I guess I'll do guns. The only wrinkle is the one is the one that Bullet made going into my brain pan.
Yes, very good. I should have mentats ingest you instead of the other way around. Mentats. In any event, you showed up at the think tank, and because you had suffered a cranial injury in just the right place, bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, and yours was a light case of bullet headitis. But it was enough for the auto dock in the sink to change its programming to fix the problem, and the brain extraction technology for once worked. That gave the think tank the knowledge its brains couldn't possess. With that knowledge, the procedure can be reversed. If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to mush and modify their cranial cells into hosts to slip past the radar fence. I'm sure of it. And once they're off the reservation...
Yes, bullet headitis, that's great. So if I don't get my brain back in my head, I can't leave ever.
Oh no. I doubt your brain would be so unreasonable. It already knows the trick of it, you see. Doesn't need to be in a host body at all. If you become friends or exist in an uneasy truce with weapons aimed at each other, it would unlock the fence for you. Well, once the think tank was dealt with, of course, your brain is a responsible sort. Doesn't want mad scientists running around everywhere.
I agree. Klein said that they had an idea to get 3 technologies after your broadcast. Coincidence?
I consider coincidence to be profanity, along with the words astrology, herbal tea, and luck. So watch it, potty mouth. My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear. And along with the emotional download, other data rides the fear carrier wave. It prompted them to focus on retrieving those technologies and bring them to attack me. And coincidentally, pardon my language, all those technologies are needed to put a brain, your brain, back into its skull properly.
Okay, what was the purpose of the technologies?
The X2 antenna can be used to focus your alpha wave frequency thought patterns. The sneaky suit? Why, it houses a cardiac regulator. And the sonic sound wave projecto emitter was never intended as a weapon. It was a medicinal vertebrae pulse desensitizer. In short, brains, a heart, and courage. Spine. I think there was a story once where a band of murderous thugs sought these things.
The
They
Wizard
had
of
them
Oz!
all the time in the story. Didn't stop them from murdering to get them. And it won't stop the think tank either.
Was there any other data transmitted in your threat broadcast?
Yes, my overly aggressive, cammed-up broadcast was designed to keep reinforcing the forget, fear, rinse, and repeat program. Oh, and the get me the things to castrate your only possible escape attempt. But I couldn't delete you or your arrival any more than I could the other visitors. Only so much science can do when you started talking to them. You're really quite difficult to ignore, you know. It's because you're, well, rather intriguing, if you'll forgive an old brain for saying so.
But the think tank downloaded the schematics, not the items. They can rebuild them.
Oh, that means my plan is a total failure. That is unfortunate. Oh well, at least I tried.
He did. He was trying to protect everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything. No, I don't want to kill him. He really hasn't done anything. His intentions were good. His... Why is it playing the woo music like there's something... Probably just from that speech check back then. His room's the room. That's my brain. I do want my brain, but first I want to break into his room full of mentats. That was insanely loud. I need to turn down my master volume, I think. Wow, he's got a crap ton. Must have been residual from the conversation. I can't think of any other thing it could be. Ooh, Quisky! Is this his room full of mentats? No. How coincidental, though, that they had two identical domes built, that he could just happen to end up in here. Luckily, mentats don't weigh anything at all. Haha, yes. He's got Psycho. Oh my god. We can make a killing with all these mentats. Just like steal his supply of mentats. I didn't mean to take the toaster. Oh well, the toaster will like it. Ooh, some more Psycho. The nice thing about these scientist scrubs is that for some reason I can use them. Oh, because they're the same.
Electrons attached to the neutron. The neutrons attached to the
Okay. I think we have not. There's so much stuff in here. Mentats for sure. Thank goodness, as I mentioned, that they don't weigh anything. Hope I'm over encumbered already. Can get rid of some of those cartons of cigarettes I picked up. Speaking of which, we have to get the bobblehead before we leave here. I'm not entirely sure where the bobblehead is, but we have to get it before we leave here. Not bobblehead, snow globe, my bad. I don't remember where it is. So much stuff to steal. It's not really stealing. I know I can drop those off and, mulch them down, but I'm not gonna. Okay. It's not hiding out in here, is it?
I do so love integers.
Here is my brain. We're gonna take all sorts of stuff to talk to my brain.
Well, well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Why does my brain sound so masculine?
Ah, well, as to that, you'd be surprised how hard a feminine-sounding voice modulator is to find in the Forbidden Zone. It's not as though brain-sustaining life support tanks grow on trees. I had to take what I could get.
It was very uppity. Are you my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Why are you such a dick?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Of course you're responsible. You're my brain.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands. Free of the tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
But you're the source of most of those glands, unless you're arguing that my thyroid is to blame.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Admit it. You're just as glandular as I am.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back in my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
What about the good things? What about a cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food? Love?
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
I think we're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, brain? Join me for some more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why? They promised to put us back together once I did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me. I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
If the think tank won't uphold their bargain, we'll make them. Let's go. I'll handle the brains. You stay here. You'll be more useful outside my head. Or, let me think about this. I'm not sure if I should take my brain with me on this. I'm not... No, I want to take my brain, I think.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Klein will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
They said I was mad! Preposterous! Not an angry bone in my body! Had them all removed!
What are you on about?
Oh, I see you and your brain reached a compromise. How pleasant. I hypothesized after the indignant frequencies my receptors had recepted, such a partnership-based conclusion would be low on the likely scale.
Well, I'm happy to disappoint you. My brain told me the think tank needs to be stopped. Can you help?
If I recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I don't think it reached fruition. I would recall fruit if it had happened.
Funny.
I wasn't trying to kill them, just keep them out of trouble. What was that plan? Blast. I probably wrote it down on the floor somewhere.
What was the plan you had?
Something ingenious and needlessly complicated, I expect. I may have already told you and forgotten it. I forgot I had forgotten pencils until one day I found one. Spent days studying its purpose before my memory circuit kicked in. Felt quiet silly.
Any tactics I could use against the to attack the think tank? Anything I could do to stop them that doesn't require violence?
Well, you could try and appeal to their humanity. That's a tired cliche. And really, when they were humans, they weren't very good humans.
I'd like to make the effort.
Well, there's many things they have forgotten, sitting in their bowls. Friendship, the thrill of discovery. Love, masturbation, the usual. Much like your brain, I am certain there is something you can spark within each of them. Memories, hormones. A wise man once said, "The eyes do more than see. Make them see, if you can. Or, if not, you can always make them succumb to fear." It certainly worked for me, for a time. Then you came along, and bravery and/or desperation trumped that little idea. Back to the drawing board, I suppose. Or is this the end? Hard to tell.
Scare them? How?
Oh, tell them I'm still alive. We had a nice chat and we agree on a few things. That's true, isn't it? Or you could kill me and lie about it. Either way, it would be interesting. And if you are partial to lying and deception, well, you could tell them a ludicrous lie. The more over the top, the better. That's my experience. They're more than a little gullible. Better make it convincing, though, or it'll be the dissection table and vivisectors for you. And if you speak of me, please try and make me look good. I am Dr. Mobius, after all, not some lab assistant teacher's aide.
I'm sure there is something. I don't know about with Gabe. I think I've already finished the quest with Gabe. He's dead. Can I have a mentat?
Why, of course you can. I am well versed in the science of sharing. Well, when not chemmed out of my sphere.
Alright, goodbye.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat, then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
Are there actually equations on the floor, though? I don't see any equations on the floor. It's false advertising. He had a Roomba come in and clean it up. Okay. Back out the way we came. It is quite dark in here. That hurt. That was a little bit further down than I expected. Oh, it's part of the giant robo-scorpion that blew up. Ooh, it's got a layer on it? It has a lot of stuff on its body. Okay. Back. Where's the front door? Over here somewhere, I think. Yes, definitely all the over-encumbering stuff that I didn't take. Only took what I wanted. Alright. Okay then. Although I'm not entirely sure that I have discovered everything in the in here. I don't know that I have. I would like to do all of that before I complete anything, so we may just end up wandering around and making sure I've discovered everything there is to discover and visited everything there is to visit. I sure wouldn't like to leave here leaving anything undone, any stone unturned. Random duffel bag with mentats in it. And 5.56, which I don't know that I need. Oh yes, I guess I need it for the AK. Buff out has worn off. Good thing I have more buff out. To take me home, country roads. This asshole that ruined this train system here. Wrecking all the trains. Hi! Bad people. Lobotomites. A train would have been nice to be able to drive around, but some dick that we have already dealt with crashed them. decapped. I don't know if we went in there. No, we went in there. I'm sure we've been in there. We've been in there. We've been in there. I think we did go in there. But I'm not sure. Not sure if we went in there either. I don't remember. We've just been going all over the place. Oh, here's something we haven't discovered. That place we've been in. Is it a cave? Oh, you know what? It's up there. This is the way down that I could have gone instead of scaling the mountain, but instead I decided to scale the mountain. Oh, Douglas killed something. Douglas killed something else. Okay, maybe. Who's shooting at me? For F's sake. Where'd that... Oh, that's right. There's that... This... There's like some kind of robot plant over here, isn't there? Nope. Been in there. I thought we killed all those spore dildos. Not worried about it. Shite. Okay. Well, here goes rock scaling. Somehow I managed to fall down there without killing myself too terribly. Excuse you? Goodbye. There's another one? How many of these effing robots are there? Okay, goodbye. Oh, what's this? Something over here that we're evidently supposed to find. Meteorological station. Over encumbered. Use melee. You can hold that. You can hold that. You can hold those. How about hold that? That's good enough for now. Alright, well, I think I'm going to heal. And we're going to call it right here. And then we'll pick up at a later date. Monday, probably. And finish off this DLC. We did a lot of chatting on this one, so it's probably going to end up with us finishing this DLC and then going back to the Mojave and potentially doing something else when we get back, because I don't think that the rest of this is really going to take us that long. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and save right here, and we'll pick up doing the last little bit of exploring in Big Mountain before we try and take on the think tank and decide the fate of the Big M.T. later on. Thanks for joining. It's been fun.